Hello, so these tips will help you a lot on the hardest difficulty, which is extra hard, but even if you're playing on a lower difficulty, maybe at some point you'll just decide you want to get better at the game or you just want to increase it a little bit. Extra hard is the hardest difficulty. Also, you might want to check the controls as well, because not many people know this, but you can press B to bleed. Also, for the video to have a lot more structure, I'll basically speak about how to manage your base, or let's just say like this. I'll speak about building your base, managing your base, the temple, the exploration options for the map, and then the combat lastly. So first of all, what should you do in the game? Well, first, you should watch out for the poop. Sometimes they like to hide the poop in the flowers or in the grass areas, because you will build a toilet later, but for now be very careful. Watch the meter. If it's lower than it should be, that means they have a little surprise for you somewhere. You can also collect the loyalty points once they have max loyalty. Okay, so we have to hunt for the poop hunter. Most of the problems you will be able to solve later with better technology, but definitely don't ever let this one go to be lower. Keep these two bars full. So let's speak about food first of all. Now, I see a lot of people fall into a very big trap. They just make a lot of grassy gruel. This is a problem because you're spending grass, and what do you need grass for? You need grass to build farms. So this will kind of bite you in the back at some point. Okay, so let me farm a few berries so you can see how efficient the farming is, and you will need a lot of plots. Okay, I don't care about what he has to say to me. And don't worry about the farming, you can basically automate it at some point, or even very early into the game. Okay, I'll listen to you, don't ignore them. Sure. Don't worry about this, is not to remold. You don't have to give a command to every follower in particular. They just do whatever they want, unless there is a kind of like a role switching. So basically the first time they'll go to the mines, and then they'll worship, and then they'll do the other stuff. As you can see, someone is already tending to the farm. So they're not smart, but you know, they're not really stupid followers either. So yeah, make them berry meals. Okay, come and eat, guys. So let's speak about the buildings. As you can see, you kind of have to do this management portion a lot in the beginning. So don't worry about it. Well, I recommend, of course, after you unlock these are the first ones, you unlock farming as soon as possible. So farm plot, and then the farmer station, and then the seed silo. You can also unlock the scarecrow, but the scarecrow is not so important because this comes on a bit later into the game. Farms to feed everyone. So as you can see, this will cost you grass. Don't use the grass to give food to your people because it's a death loop, it's a down spiral. You use your farming materials to basically make food with them. So yeah, don't be very careful. Make a lot of plots. Probably 15 will be enough in the beginning, or even 10 if you're a bit low on resources. And after that, build the lumberyard. The lumberyard, the farm and the lumberyard are your most important things you have to make in the beginning. And also, I don't think a lot of people know this, but the missionary is one of the most important buildings as well. As you can see, if you send someone in a mission, you will just send a follower in a mission, and look at how much they can bring you. Of course, lumber is a little harder to bring back, but it also depends on the follower. I'm not sure if this is randomized. I don't have a logic to all of this, but I think it's randomized. So this is a level 2 follower, and this is a level 3 follower. So as you can see, some of them have a higher chance, some of them have a lower chance. So for example, we'll choose this guy, and they can bring back 50 coins. Think about that. And they will only be gone 2 days. So always send someone to get you coins. You can harvest the lumber yourself, send someone to get coins. You can harvest the stone and you'll not have stone problems. Meat you don't really need because you'll have berries. It's not the best food, but it's okay. It's doable. He's so proud. Okay, Divine Inspiration. This is how you unlock your buildings. Now, I also wanted to show you this. So, there's no specific rule, but like I said, go for farm plot, farming bundle, leave the scarecrow for later. Of course, you'll go for the sleeping bag. You can also go for this a bit later until someone dies. They don't usually die if you do everything mostly right. So you can go for the shelter. Offering statue is good enough in my opinion, but I would rather you go for, of course, the missionary. So, the sleeping bag, then the farm stuff, then over here the missionary, the lumberyard. The demonic summon circle can be good, but you will see later. You can skip the stone mine mostly. Also the offering statue and some of the other stuff you can skip as well. And the posy devotion for not worship, so it's basically for the lazy ones. But again, it's not really needed because of how the game works. The prison, sometimes you'll have bad people, but they'll just go away and you don't really have to spend time and materials educating them. You will see about that later. Now the refinery is a pretty important building and I'll show you why. Wait, did I unlock it? Anyway, these are your decorations, not really useful. Faith will be over here, exactly what you need. So the missionary is over here, in case you don't find it in the followers tab. Also the offering statue is over here. They'll just give you gifts. So remember to collect them. You can build more of them so they can give you more gifts. You can store more gifts in them basically. Yeah, let's unlock this. And now you'll probably be a little bit overwhelmed. Yes, I know. What should you choose from the newer ones? Well, I think it's mostly up to you. The totem, the fertilizer silo. You will most likely want the fertilizer silo because you can automate farms. So farms need seeds, which your followers can get from this little thingy over here. I forgot what it's called, but build one of them, they can get the seeds. And then they need the water, which they can get from the farm, and then the fertilizer for the fertilizer silo. The outhouse will enable you to collect the poop, the fertilizer, in a very well-mannered way, so you don't have to walk all over the map to collect it. I guess sometimes you'll need the janitor station as well, but again, it's not so important as you might think. As you can see, someone is already doing the stuff they need. You can also switch them around. And remember to catch them, send them to bed. Don't let them walk around sick. I guess they're like normal people. They'll walk around sick, so let them rest. Send them to rest. Let's build a refinery so you see how it works and what it does. The refinery is one of those buildings you'll need a little later. Just because you don't have a lot of stuff to do in the beginning with it. Consecrated resources. Yes, he will do that for me. And everyone is sleepy. Don't worry, this will not be a longer video, but I guess sometimes... Oh, sleeping on the ground, that's very, very bad. I guess I need one more bed. That's not so bad. Look at that guy eating that, he's so happy. You can give them amulets that will enable them to never sleep or do some other stuff, but again, that's for later. Okay, sorry Mr. Unicorn. I will give you a bed next time, I promise. So basically the most useful thing you can do over here is convert your gold dust to gold, and later you will need also these things over here, the gold bars from the gold coins and so on. Again, this is for later, you don't really need it right now. The birds will try to steal your stuff, so as you can see, you have to fertilize it. Otherwise your followers can do the rest. Water, fertilizer. Now as you can see, I basically have enough plots to feed everyone. So this is kind of like my unlock order and your most important buildings. Now let's talk about how to put them. As you can see, I have a specific order just because your followers will need to walk to them. So I put everything, the beds are over here next to the worshipping shrine. The workstations are behind their beds. And the farm should be very, very close to them. But I just, you know, I'll move everything when I feel like it. The farm should be over here. Remember to put the farming plots inside this area, otherwise your followers cannot take the water. You also have the harvesting totem and some other stuff later, but this is kind of like a good way. Remember to put the seeds in them. Day 23, okay. I don't care what you have to say. Okay, fine, let's build them a sleeping bag. As you can see, the sleeping bag is a very, very bad idea, so I recommend you upgrade everything to a shelter. The shelter, it takes longer to build, but it's much more viable in the long term, because you don't have to rebuild them. So as soon as possible, try to replace all of the sleeping bags with shelters. Otherwise, you'll just waste a lot of wood. I think it's free wood to repair one, and if you continuously repair them, you will not have a fun time. Let them rest over there. And you can also give them individual orders, but again, that's not really so important, because they can do most of the tasks on their own. Just remember to fertilize the farming plots before you do anything else. They'll take longer than you will take to do the job, but it's okay. They'll not harvest it automatically. So this basic base building and of course management. Now let's go to the more interesting part. By the way, this is a secondary resource, the devotion or the worship points you need to unlock stuff. Let's go here and we'll talk about the main resources. The main resources are your followers. So we have 7 followers, and if we hold a sermon, that will make them a little happier, but it also will give you 7 points. I don't know what this currency is called. This is the most important one. This is how you unlock weapons, how you unlock curses, and also how you unlock more hearts. So basically this will increase your combat power very, very much. A lot of increased combat power. The crown has a lot of interesting mechanics. As you saw, if you make them happy, their loyalty level will rise, and if they're very loyal, they'll give you a stone fragment. And with the fragments you can choose a new doctrine. After you kill a level boss or a stage boss, they're the big guys, you can also get their hearts. So there are 4 big bosses, and you can unlock a certain bonus. As you can see, it can be resurrection, but sacrificing a follower doesn't sound too nice, does it? Eat a meal to receive a blue heart, which is nice. Or just receive a disease heart at the beginning of each heart. We'll unlock the omnipresence. You can unlock all of these because there are 4 bosses. Okay, that's creepy. Focus while it's on a crusade. Fleeces. This is also super important. How you get... Don't worry about this. You will see how you get these resources later. So, as soon as you can, I recommend you go to the Golden Fleece, because the Golden Fleece, even though it's not very good survivability wise, after you unlock a lot of levels, combat levels with your sermons, you'll have enough hearts, and after you unlock a lot of cards, you'll have enough hearts to play like this. So basically at some point, damage increases after each kill. At some point you'll be able to do 500% damage. So that means you have an axe that deals 3 damage, 500%, that's about 15 damage, right? So think about it. This will be one of the things that will be really be worth it, because you'll get access to more hearts. But again, it's up to each player's individual ability. Again, this is for later, so that's why I mentioned it right now. Same for the other ones. The other ones can be good, but I think this is a little better and you can get it very early. And later on, you can also have a lot more... Anyway, let's not. I am talking about other things, so let's go for the doctrine. Now for the doctrines, well, in the beginning you should choose one sustenance and a lot of work and worship, but again it can vary. Okay, let's go for work and worship again. Ritual unlock. A day of rest. Their followers will not work, but they'll gain 80 faith. which allows them to work 3 nights and 3 days. So think about it. You will need a lot of base management, so that's why you should think about this. I don't know, it depends on personal preference, but personally, I think I would choose this one because sometimes they just go to bed too early. New doctrine unlocked. And we have a new ritual. Now let's go to the rituals, because this is also a very important part of the game. Now, I really recommend when they're unhappy, use the bonfire ritual. When they are very upset, use it. Also, I like using another ritual very much, which is the feasting ritual, but as you can see, they all have big cooldowns, so don't count on them. Your followers will not eat for 3 days, so in the beginning of the game, use the ritual fast. Do not eat for 3 days, build up your farms, and then you'll be okay with food. Simple as that. It's a simple solution to the food problems that many people have. Glory through toil, yeah, that's it. And you can basically kill the older ones, the ones you don't need, or whatever you have a problem with. And at some point, if you level them up enough, you can kill them. Don't worry, at some point you'll be able to resurrect some of them, or you can get them back, but don't worry too much about them. This is a gameplay mechanic that you will need to use later. As for the doctrines, here you can basically see what you chose, so you cannot get all of them, it's a choice. You get the ritual fast, you don't get the other one. You get the faithful trait. So this is the funny thing, some of them are rituals and traits. What is a trait? A trait everyone has. So, I don't know, this seems a little overpowered, so get the ritual fast. And then get the faithful trait, so they generate devotion 50% faster, everyone. And then also the inspire command is super useful. And that's another ritual, so the rituals are not so good but these two are super useful. The other ones can be as good as work and of course sustenance, but again, they're very situational, so I don't know about that. The game does have a problem with stuff like this being situational. So what do I do right now? Right now you can inspire everyone to gain 7 loyalty points, which is huge. Because you can do this every day, so every day you can give them 7 loyalty points. Which means in about 10 days all of them will be leveled up, so yeah. You can actually do a lot of good work just by staying in your base and using that. There's not much you can do about here, so as you can see, some of them will have very bad traits. So if you don't like the character, just sacrifice him. That's why you have the sacrifice ability. About the forms, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter, do whatever you like. Okay, so what about the base setup? Well, at some point you'll have 2 farms, and I recommend you get 2 farms. So there'll be one. I'll have to move this farm over here, and the other farm will be over here. So 1 farm over here, 1 farm over here. This will be moved over here. This will be moved probably behind over here, or maybe over there a little bit, depends. That's kind of like the base building and management portion plus the temple. So that's a lot of resources you need to remember, and you can use them. Exploration. Most likely in the beginning you'll have only the Pilgrim's Passage and this unlock. To unlock this one, you just need to go to the question mark icons on the battle map. There are a few things you can do in this location, so that's why I recommend you come here during the night. Also, there will be a card hidden over here behind the wood pile. And go to his little shack. It actually has devotion points. In the beginning is very useful because it gets a few devotion points every day. I think it gets 3 devotion points every day, 1, 2, 3. I think it's 3 every day. So it will help you a lot in the beginning. Over here there will be something else, collect the resources, do the stuff you need. Okay, let's speak about this little game. What are the rules? Well, I don't have 10 coins, we'll have to make it 5. Okay, the tutorial is not very clear, but you will see what I mean. The game is over when someone fills up their dice slots with dice. So you can either win by filling up your dice slots very fast, you can either win by having more points than your enemy. Well, not exactly, so let me... okay. If it's the same dice, you get double the value. If you have the same dice as your opponent, you destroy it. So one way to win is to actually have more points than your opponent and close out your dice. So if you occupy all of the slots before your opponent does and you have more points, you win. So for example, I'll put this 3 over here. Sometimes you just get unlucky and you cannot win. You put a 1 there. 1 is the worst thing you can do. I'll try to win on every case, but if he gets a 6, he might delete my dice over there. Okay, let's delete his dice, because... also, that's a problem. Don't try to delete the ones, because if you delete the ones, that means you gave him an extra slot to do stuff. So this will be 12. 6, 12. As you can see, it's double. Oh, this will be so good. Okay, I have a lot more points than him. Yeah, he destroyed my dices because he... I want to end the game very, very fast because I have more than enough points to win. We'll put this one over here because it's a very low value. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Let's put this one over here, destroy his dice. No, okay. He was not smart. So as you can see, this AI makes errors deliberately. He deliberately makes mistakes. If he plays very smart, he can defeat me super easy. It doesn't matter where you put the dice as long as the enemy doesn't choose to destroy them. Yeah, he didn't choose to destroy it. Double the points. So basically I have 1. Next dice roll will win. Super easy, see? So try to destroy his bigger dice, double your dice so you get more score, and be careful what you do with your ones. Optimally, you would want to put them in the same row more or less because you don't use them. But if you have a row only with 6s, you might destroy your entire row with a single die. So again, it's a little tricky. Also, here is the time of the day. I'm not sure if time passes while you play the dice game. I don't think it passes, but again, I'm not sure. Let's go over here to the fisherman and let's see what we can fish. You can also gather a few resources over here, and by few resources I mean a lot. Sold out unlocked, follower farm. So well, I guess you have most of the follower farms. Mining, so as you can see you can get a lot of resources, wood in case you run out of wood, food. A lot of food actually. And also this is where you can fish, so it's another good source of food. Also he will have a quest for you. Okay, let's catch a fish. It's Stardew Valley style. You can use the... okay, easy now, easy. So the longer you push on the... yes. Tarot card unlocked. And you have a chance to jump a fish. Send them sleeping with the fishes. Also, this is another way you unlock the tarot cards. So, if there are no fish close by, you have to hold it longer. And you can actually aim at the fish, so as you saw, I was trying to get a big fish. But we got a medium-sized fish. The fish are randomized, so don't worry about that. Also sadly you have to go... yeah, sometimes it's hard to peer into the darkness. Red crown. Here, have a crab. And as you can see, that's how you get the other special events that will give you the fleeces. That guy. And also this guy has a quest for you, so... yeah, crab, lobster, squid and octopus. Judging by the size you can see... I think this is an octopus, the bigger ones. Yeah, my mistake. But this was also good, because that means that fish will come over here. Hey! Why do I do this all the time? Okay. Hold. We didn't get the octopus, not again. So I guess you can spend a lot of time fishing. The fish will respawn at some point, but again, it's kind of like a lot based on your luck. See? Oh, we didn't even get the ones he needs. So this is a very hard quest in the beginning. You will get the hang of it. Okay, so finally let's do some combat, because we haven't done a lot of combat. Now for the combat, it's not so hard as you think. You just have to remember some general tips. So remember, the more followers you have, the more you get from the... Shut up. The more followers you have, the more points you get during the sermon, the more stuff you can unlock. So let me show you how it is the first level dungeon for me. Also, it also the runs depend so much on your weapon. Yeah, we have to hear him speak. So even if you finish the first boss, you can still come over here and the enemies will become stronger. Divine Blast is pretty bad. I think you always unlock the claws after you finish this boss. Press tab, go to player, and you'll see what you're equipped right now. Devastating on a complete combo. Your fleece, Holy Talisman pieces. Your adventures will help you find the Holy Talisman pieces, which will unlock you the fleece. And like I said, the double damage one, you receive double damage, but increase your damage after every enemy. It's super good. Doctrine fragments. Crown ability locked, unlocked. So what should you do over here? Well, sadly this is the boring part. Every time you enter here, destroy the dummies, the wood. The wooden dummies. This is a very good way to get wood in the beginning. Believe me, you'll need so much wood, it's not even funny. This is 2.5 damage, it doesn't do a lot of damage. So every run you do, even if you fail it, you'll get 4 wood. If you die, that sounds weird. So if you die, you receive only 50% of the wood you are carrying. So that's 8, that's 4. So believe me, that's very good, because some runs you just die in the beginning. Try to kill that guy first. And don't let him attack you. Cut all of the grass. I'll only cut the grass in this level. But always cut all of the grasses. See, it's not so bad. I mean, I'm a bit more leveled up, and as you can see, the weapons are a lot leveled up. Just because we have a high level in our sermon ability. I don't know how to call that thing. Also, if you see the stars, the Christmas tree, that means it's the guy with the cards. And you should go over there. Nah, fish. We don't need food. You can also make a... Yes. Make an offering to get an extra tarot card. Or look at the cards you can get over here. As you can see, we have a lot of things we can unlock. Some of them will also have the enhance effect. Also, cut the grass. Okay, this is a tricky room. Yeah, this is a bad weapon. Oh, this is a very bad weapon. No. So even if you die, you get forward. Also, if you come across the altars that will give you the devotion points, remember to destroy them so you get stone as well. I don't want to give too many tips because it's mostly dependent on the weapons. Okay, let's do another one so you can see what I mean. It's mostly dependent on the weapons you get, and also your followers lose trust in you because you are weak if you die. The best weapon in the game, in my opinion, are the axes. Oh, the axe with the vampiric axe. Okay, this is probably one of the best. I think this is the best weapon you can get in the beginning of the game. It will heal you if you lose HP, sometimes. But look at the swing range. It also allows you to reposition, so you attack once and then you reposition. Again, destroy all of the dummies to get the wood. This also helps you because when you're on the combat map, you don't have to choose the wooden tiles any longer. Of course, it's also personal preference. Some people will like the dagger, some people will like the sword, but I like... Okay, so when you first enter a room, try to use your special ability to get some breathing space. And then also try to destroy the environment or the grass if you can, because the enemies will hide in it. Oh, that's bad. As you can see, you can kind of stagger them. Over here, this is where I have to go. Fervor is not so important, double healing when healing is not so important. So I guess at this point it's up to you what you choose, but we don't have a good fervor skill. We might get a better one later, but... No, I think this is the better one, since healing is a lot more... Oh! Every time you see a fireplace destroyed because you get meat. Let's also get another tarot card because I'm not happy with that one. Fish, okay, let's take the fish. So if you have a good dungeon run going, I mean you get the axe, you have a good power ability, a good curse, you also have full health, or maybe you find hearts, you can find diseased hearts or other hearts, buy an extra card, that will allow you to finish the run without any problem, so when you're stronger, get stronger. No, some dungeons are just too much for you. So the way you should approach this dungeon is enter it, destroy some of the shooters, avoid the bees, dodge the bees, and then wait until you clear a corner of the map, go to that corner and attack them. But sometimes it's just like that, it's seconds if you're not careful. Also, I'm not playing very well because right now I'm just trying to focus on the tips side of the game. Hooray for us. Anyway, let's not do that. So this is the basic tips, and I'll also be playing... Hey, hello. Let's see how much gold he brought us. 44 gold. 44 coins. That's a lot of coins. You'll basically not need coins, and you'll basically not need wood if you do it like this. Someone left and they only took one coin. That's not a problem. Look at all of this food. Of course the birds are annoying, but you get the idea. So someone gave us 3 points, 3 wooden pieces. So that's 20 wood over there. So basically you have solved your problems with food, resources, different types of experience points and different types of abilities, and also most of the resources you can get. Also, I forgot to show you this, but you just teleport back. Okay, I have to show you this as well. And how this works. Also, the little spiders, you can catch them for food, morsels. They'll also steal your resources if you're not careful, so try to catch them when you see them. Also, don't be scared to die a few times. Most of the thing... Oh, this is a good curse. It's a decent sword. Even though, as you can see, it's level 4, so they also level up with your... yeah. The best way to defeat the bees is to wait for them to attack you, or just use your power. Okay, as you saw, we received an extra heart. So press Q to run away. Escape. Returning to your flag, and you only lose 25% of your items, so this is kind of hard to do, but if you have a lot of resources on you and you know you cannot defeat the boss, or if you have only one heart left or one half of a heart, I think it's just better to retreat. Yeah, disappointment, but what can I do? And your followers don't get upset with you, which is again super important. Don't make them that. Also, I forgot to talk about this, but as you can see, some of the food will be very bad. Don't give them fish because they might get ill. The poop one is very nice, so that's why I like the berries, because it's actually helping you. You have to clean more poop, but more fertilizer, more food. Valuable resource. So this is why the meat is good, but again, there are a few ways to get it only, not a lot, to be honest. Or you can just send someone to find meat in the wilderness, but it's better to send them for gold. Anyway, I'll have to restart my game and we'll see each other next time. Oh, they're very angry. Ah, I'm innocent. Bye.